Hello. Tonight I'm reading an English magazine. Uh, so most of the time, all the time, I read English newspaper when I make video, and today tonight I am going to read English magazine, and I'm reading this, and it's not selected any selected magazine. I am reading this in my own for my own wish, and it was in my house. That's why I am reading this. Lost and found and unseen way. Lost and found and unseen away. Uh, Dog Falter returned home by Emily Goodman. Dog Falter returned home on the evening of February 3, 2018, teary-eyed and exhausted. At home, Falter looked his search online. He is suffering. He's surfing tonight and lost my baby. He wrote on Facebook that baby was a 3.2 meter long baby blue surfboard that had been custom made for him. Hours earlier, the crash of a big wave and the powerful swells of the bay had separated Falter from his for her prized position. I caught the biggest waves of my life on that boat. Falter later said that's why it means so much to me. He hoped it would wash ashore in the coming days, and that whoever spotted would have also seen his Facebook post. But instead of pushing Falter's surfboard to shore, the currents of Waimea Bay swept it out to sea away from Oahu and from the Hawaiian Islands altogether. Weeks passed with no sign of the surfboard. Then months, Lily Carlson, who had customized the board for Falter, told him of another lost surfboard that was found. He saved months to be after lost surfboard that was found 4 years later after a fisherman hooked it. That did give me hope, Falter says, but by that time I was like, I just have to forget about it. He saved for months to buy a new custom surfboard for $1,500. Those boats aren't cheap, he says, but Falter never completely forgot about the boat, which 6 months later and more than 8,000 kilometers away from where it disappeared, floated by the remote island of Sarangani in the southern Philippines. The local fisherman who found it didn't have much use for his unusual catch of the day, so he sold the boat to Giovanni Branzuela, a 36-year-old primary school teacher. Branzuela hoped to learn to surf and one day share the skill with these students, who regularly accompany him on beach clean-ups. It's been my dream to ride the big waves here, Branzuela says. He bought Falter's surfboard for $40. The once blue board had faded to a pale straw color during its journey, but its distinctive markings were still there. 2 elephants, one at either end, each formed in a diamond emblem. Underneath the emblems were the words Lily Carlson surfboards, Wahoo Hawaii. Hawaii. I couldn't believe it, Branzuela said. On realizing how far the surfboard had traveled, he reached out to Carlson online last July and sent him a photo of the board. Carlson in turn reached out to Falter, who then contacted contacted Branzuela directly to ask for more photos. Those extra shots confirmed the board was his. Falter was shocked to learn that his baby had drifted across the world's largest ocean and survived. It was the craziest thing I had ever heard. Falter says he was ecstatic, but not only for himself. When I um, when I heard this guy bought it because he wanted to learn how to surf, I thought this is the coolest way I could have ever lost $1,500. Seeing interest in sport grow means a lot to Falter. I could not imagine a better ending to this story, he says, but the story was far from over. Even now, months later, Falter and Branzuela are in contact almost every day. The coronavirus pandemic has delayed their plans to meet in person, but Falter knows his surfboard is in safe hands in the Philippines. I told him I would take good care of it, Branzuela says. In the meantime, Falter wanted to thank Branzuela with some surfing supplies, but the teacher asked for school supplies instead, such as backpacks for his students and materials to help them learn English. That fueled me to raise money for the kids, Falter says. So far, he has collected $2,500, which he was used to buy and ship maps, puzzles, classroom posters, textbooks, and workbooks along the beloved children's titles like Charlotte's Web and the BLG, as well as volumes in the Harry Potter series. I'm just happy for the opportunity to do something good, Falter says. As for the surfboard, Falter is delighted that Branzuela is using it, if only for splashing around in shallow water, since he is a novice. When Branzuela bought the board, he had no idea it was made specifically for a man of his exact size. It is pretty wild. We are the same height, Falter says, of the happy coincidence. When the two men finally do meet for the handover, Falter plans to make it an ever exchange by giving Branzuela a brand new boat, and before he leaves the Philippines, Falter wants to do what Branzuela hoped the boat would, to teach him to surf.